Good day, everybody. It's chilly, but we're moving. It's good. Today, Ruby and I are arguing about the function of marketing in a business. She's getting sick and tired of these silly videos that I keep putting her through, but tough. That's how it's got to be. Anyway, the conversation has become how much of these tactics, like these little videos, are really valuable in this grand scheme of marketing, and how much of this is us looking at product. So I'll give you the reason that I'm doing these videos, because it's really interesting to kind of understand the nature of what marketing is becoming. And what has happened to marketing's detriment is it's not really being done in the way that it was traditionally done, which is to really understand customer behaviors and products and how those things align with our pricing strategy, and where do our customers spend their time and how can we get in front of them. And it's much more about communications. Social media, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook advertising, Google advertising. And so those are tactical outputs, but it's really not the focus of what a marketing team should be spending their time on entirely. It is an output, for sure. But I think from an entrepreneurial or a business owner perspective, it's really understanding this functional role of marketing and how it's changed over the years. And it's not a communications discussion entirely. That is definitely something that is valuable and important. It's the doing part. You got to do something. But on the other side of this is this conversation of, like, are we doing things for our customer, or are we just doing things for us? And if it's not for our customer, then it shouldn't be done. Self-serving, or what we think, or our gut feel, I go back to the idea of gut feelings, is not how we want to operate in 2023. It's very narrow. So marketing teams, generally speaking, and a lot of, let's call them small to mid-sized enterprises, are handcuffed because their function is not really clearly defined, right? They're not at the table when sales is having conversations about putting things in market. They're not at the table when discussions around business planning are being done. And, frankly, that's a misstep for a lot of organizations. It's not practical, nor is it functionally viable for companies to just go and execute sales without knowing more about the customer. And if that's anecdotal, that's not going to work. Anecdotal information is not helpful. It's data. So one time out of 10, it's valuable. The other 9 times out of 10, it's better to know what data is being produced for this. So I guess from a marketing perspective, we have to kind of practice tough love a little bit with our teams, because if they don't understand it, many don't, then we'll get stuck in this, what are we putting on Facebook on Tuesday problem. That is not the goal. That is an output. Do we know what our customers actually want? Do we know how they behave? Are we able to do surveys against voice of customer to help that very straightforward but crazy process of helping them buy? Are we able to do that? These are the things that are really valuable. The rest of it is noise. And so one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos is to practice what I preach a little bit, which is to say, hey, I want to know the tactics. I want to know the outputs. TikTok versus YouTube versus LinkedIn versus. So the algorithm matters to me in that case, but what is valuable? So, and are we stuck with vanity statistics, likes and shares and whatever? Engagement matters. Good content matters. That's the narrowest tip of the iceberg. We have to make sure that we're putting things in the market the actual buyer wants to see. If we're not doing that, we're screwed. And so this is the stuff that we really think about pressing people on. So if you are a sales-minded organization without a marketing function that's really truly doing what marketing is intended to do, which is to give you more information and insights about what customers are doing, how they're behaving, what they want, the market sees as valuable, then that's how we want to behave as marketers. And so it's trying to convince entrepreneurs that this is something that will add value to their businesses. Sometimes that's a tough ask. But if we can get there, then the Facebook Tuesday posting scenario is less impactful. It's not as distracting. So for today, really sit back and think about the marketing function within your business. Is it doing what we need it to do to get the puck down the ice? I use that, again, very regularly. Where do we want to be? Is marketing feeding sales intel, information, and data that makes them more successful? Are we putting things into the market that our customers actually want? Can we be more value driven from a marketing perspective so that there's less noise? Phoning it in. Are you phoning it in? Don't phone it in. Waste of your time and money. Anyway, Ruby wants to go home. She's sick of these videos. Walking and talking with Ruby.